I'm Taylor Weldon.
And I'm Justin Peacock. Thanks for joining us for the final episode of GC360 this semester.
Our top story, Georgia College police officers demonstrate how they protect our campus. It's a shocking experience.
And GC isn't the only area around here making changes. Most of the Central State Hospital campus may be sold off soon, and that could mean big things for the Milledgeville economy.
Plus, we are getting the inside scoop behind the GC mascot, Thunder.
All this and more right now on GC360. The Georgia College Police have a number of ways to take action when they need to use force, but there are risks. Pepper spray could hit the wrong person, the baton could hit the wrong spot, and the gun is the most lethal. But there is a fourth alternative. Viewer discretion is advised due to graphic content. Our reporter Emil Ellerud witnessed how painful it is to get shot by a taser gun.
These officers are about to experience severe pain. They are getting certified to use taser guns, and they have volunteered to shoot each other with 50,000 volts of electricity.
That's pretty much something to be nervous about,
Just guessing, I think it's going to be probably like a very intense full body cramp along with getting hit by a couple of baseball bats. But
the taser gun is the least lethal weapon the GC police use. The electricity deploys for 5 seconds, just enough to get control. Once you get shot, all muscles will relax, so the officers have been recommended to eat a light lunch. Test shooting only makes them more nervous.
Alright, take it out, films around, holster. Don't miss.
She went to the ground a little harder than I was playing.
Come on, Terry. Be a soldier.
We're ready. It's good. We done.
Every man, I told you, every man have about this much of a little girl.
I think a lot of little girl came up.
I think I'm probably running low on little girl by now. You ought to be about out.
Listen, as long as you didn't hear the high note, we good. It was a man scream. It wasn't it was a man scream. You heard that?
I didn't hear a high note.
We got it on video. We can go back and watch it.
It was a man scream.
The GC police have been carrying tasers since 2010. This was the certification of their new officers. Reporting for GC360, this is Emil Ellerud.
Here's an update on the conflicts in Ukraine. A handful of U.S. troops has landed in the Baltic nation of Estonia. They are the latest to be deployed as part of the U.S. response to the crisis in Ukraine. The U.S. has also deployed troops to Lithuania, Latvia, and Poland. President Obama says military force will not be used in Ukraine itself, where there are fears of a Russian invasion following the takeover of Crimea. It's an international development we all need to pay attention to.
The coming redevelopment of Central State Hospital could hold the key to the economic future of Milledgeville. And now there's new hope that the pace of change will accelerate. Emil Ellerud has a story.
The sale in March of the former Bostic prison on the grounds of Central State was a milestone. It was the first time state property on the site had been sold in 170 years. The process, however, took over a year, but a bill signed into law by the governor last Tuesday promises to speed up future sales.
Basically, what it does is it takes the allocation of property out of the state's hands. It was taking about an average of 500 plus days to sell a piece of state property before. This will cut that time in about half.
Central State is trying to sell or rent all but 2 buildings on the campus. This is the final stage of a downsizing of what once was the largest public mental hospital in the country. Central State encompasses 2,100 acres and 211 buildings. The downsizing has been going on for decades. When complete, Central State Hospital will house only a handful of patients, including criminal offenders who have been judged to have mental illnesses.
It's a really huge undertaking to try to get rid of all this land, and you've got to make sure you're doing it in a controlled manner so things don't get out of control.
Central State officials were unavailable for comment, but the plan is to finish the shutdown by the end of August. The skilled nursing home will close and the administrative staff will move from the Powell building to the Allen building. 450 jobs will be lost in the process. The Allen and Koch buildings will be the only hospital facilities still in operation. That will mark an end of a transformation of Central State, which was once a small city with its own water system, fire department, and even its own zip code. The Koch building will continue to house 178 criminal patients. They cannot be moved anywhere else because Central State has the only maximum security facility of its kind in Georgia. The rest of the campus is open for sale. The buyers will decide what will become of the property.
Sure, as long as it's a viable plan and they can do it, then it's not our job to tell them what they can and can't do. Yeah.
Interested buyers are already making bids.
I can't talk about them because if something were to not happen, I can't create false hope or speculate about the future.
But there is one thing Laura Neighbors talks about. It includes a coming bid from Georgia Power.
One area that we've planned a little further for, that we're hoping to be able to do, is this section right here. Has been a goal to knock these down and create a solar panel farm.
The next step is to prepare for a team of real estate experts that will come for 1 week at the beginning of June. Working 15 hours a day, they'll construct a strategic plan for the marketing of property at Central State. Central State actually is not the only state property in Georgia that is used ineffectively, but it is the first to try this model, and it is the largest. If the experiment turns out well, the model will be applied to other state property. Reporting for GC360, this is Emil Hellerud.
One thing that won't be changing anytime soon is Milledgeville's government structure. A plan to unify government functions of Milledgeville and Baldwin County has stalled at least until 2015. Proponents say it makes sense to combine services like fire protection and water delivery. GC360's Kyle Shanahan takes us through why unification got off track.
By now, it has been almost a full year since the charter for Milledgeville and Baldwin County consolidation was first released. The charter, written by a committee of various city and county representatives, called for the unification of the local governments, creating a single government that would serve as the governing force for both Milledgeville and Baldwin County. The near 60-page document was completed in May of 2013 and underwent an extensive editing process throughout the fall of that same year. However, winning approval for the charter at the beginning of 2014 brought less than stellar results.
Yes, basically what happened is there's only such a period of time that you can introduce legislation for the State House to consider. And because of this year's challenges, those being a much shorter legislative session because it's an election year, not to mention the delays that were incurred because of the snow days that came through early this year, there just wasn't sufficient time to get this through the legislature. And whenever you change the government of a county in Georgia, that's how it has to be done. You have to go all the way through to the state, they have to approve it, and then it has to come back down for a vote.
By February, Mayor Richard Bentley declared that the charter would not be listed on the ballot for the November 2014 election. As of now, plans for consolidation have been shelved until 2015. The charter is expected to be reviewed once more come this fall, in hopes of improving it and gathering more support for its proposals. Reporting for GC360, this is Kyle Shanahan.
Next on the show, we'll tell you about Newell scholar Leon Johnson's latest project. Here's a hint. It's all about process. Confused? Don't go away. We'll explain why.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities, to ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies showed the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child. Give.
Advocate.
Volunteer. Live united. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
Leon Johnson, our ever-popular Newell scholar, will unfortunately be leaving our school after the semester. However, he isn't finished filling our campus with thought-provoking artwork and conversation. GC360's Scott Carranza has the story.
Georgia College's Newell scholar Leon Johnson teamed up with a collection of students and faculty to produce Processual. The play is a performance piece that showcases a visual representation of the word process and leaves the audience to reflect on a meaning of their own. Processual premiered April 28th at the campus Black Box Theater. This production, or creative process, blends film, onstage acting, and live music by Clay Jordan and Johnson's son Leander to create exciting, visceral artwork. Johnson says he's shining artistic light on how we define process.
If we only have fragments of a narrative, or we only have fragments of a person's life, like we do, right? We never really know each other fully. Never. Can we build empathy by trusting a process? And that process in this case is listening, sensing some meaning that might be about your own life. The whole film is a shuffleable deck of cards thrown up with 40 people, and we see how those stories land.
The film features actors who appear on stage during the performance. They recite lines while video of themselves is projected on a screen. The play includes singing over music and video, which generates a range of emotions from each actor.
We met, I think, twice one week to kind of discuss what direction we were going to take it, and we looked at some things that Leon had done before to see kind of what his style was, and then we just came in 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning and filmed for 6 hours with a lunch break, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever done. It was really neat.
The process was thought-provoking and pushed the boundaries of performance art, film, and music, a process Leon says he's looking to pursue in the future. Reporting for GC360, I'm Scott Carranza.
It's easy to forget that the natural beauty and serenity of our campus environment shouldn't be taken for granted. Last week's Time Talk brought that idea home, as reporter Callie Wiley found out.
This week's Times Talk focused on how pollution in China may be damaging us here in the United States. With Earth Week a not-so-distant memory, the discussion brought home how small our planet is and how an environmental problem in one place can be a problem everywhere. As usual, the talk was held in the library.
Today we were talking about an article from the New York Times about how 1/5 of China's farmland is polluted.
Some students made the point that Americans are contributing to the problems in China with irresponsible environmental practices.
That's the problem of today. We waste. We consume, we waste, throw it away, and then we buy something.
One of the tips given to avoid this potentially contaminated food is buying more local produce. Although there is a process to remove the contaminants from the soil, it takes years and may displace many farmers. There is no clearly defined answer from the Chinese or Americans. Whether at home or abroad, it is clear that GC students care. Reporting for GC360 News, I'm Callie Wiley.
As college students, it's often easy for us to forget an important issue that affects our community: hunger. Thankfully, Milledgeville has a food pantry with volunteers who are hoping to better our community and help those in need. GC360's Kendall Thomason reports.
The shelves are stacked and the rooms are overflowing with donations. At the Chardray Food Pantry, lives are being changed due to generous individuals such as George Sargent. As director of the food pantry, Sargent strives to help put food on the plates of struggling families in Milledgeville, not because he has to, but simply because he wants to.
Our sole purpose is providing food to those in need of temporary food assistance. In 2013, we provided food to over 8,000 people. And our mission is to provide food on a temporary basis to the citizens of Baldwin, Milledgeville, and surrounding counties.
The Chardray Food Pantry has valued serving others for over 25 years now, while also maintaining the ideal of making the community a better place.
The gentleman on the wall is Robert Ray. He was the founder of the food pantry, and we began in 1994. And it's been in operation for over 25 years. And the way it started was he took it upon himself to provide food, and they started out in a cloakroom, and then it went to a larger room, and then to a building, and then subsequently it came here about 3 years ago.
George Sargent and volunteers open their doors every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. to help families in need. The amount of food on the shelves depends on donations from the community.
We're grateful to the college, especially the Give Center. We get 2 or 3 large food donations from them every year. Also, volunteers come and help us do the work that we can't do during the, course of a business day.
The Chardray Food Pantry has made giant leaps in assisting families in Milledgeville. Their goal is to continue to grow and effectively serve those in need.
What I do because it's an opportunity to help the community.
To help serve or donate to the Chardray Food Pantry, call 478-414-1126 to learn more information. Reporting for GC360, I'm Kendall Thomason.
We're taking a short break, but when we come back, Nick and Joey will have a thunderous final sports report for the semester. You do not want to miss this.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Welcome back to GC360. I'm Nick Landon.
And I'm Joby Peoples. The Bobcats baseball team saw a record-breaking weekend in a doubleheader against Montevallo last Saturday. They scored the most runs in a doubleheader in Georgia College history. No extra innings, just a brutal 39 hits for 45 runs. That's over half as many runs as the Braves have scored so far in this season, and that's just 2 games.
That's right. The biggest scorer of Saturday's game for the Bobcats was left fielder Ryan Sabalaski with 10 runs and 3 homers between the 2 games. He went 6 for 10 on Saturday. Other notable contributors were shortstop Daniel Bick with 5 runs batted in, designated hitter Taylor Henshaw with 5 RBIs, and catcher Steve Hazel, who drove in another 5 runs for the Bobcats last Saturday.
And how about Atlanta sports, Nick?
How about it, yeah.
The Braves are currently 17-7.
Yeah, pretty impressive so far, getting off to a good start.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got 4 pitchers in the top 20 ERA in the MLB right now. Pretty impressive stuff.
That is, the Braves are doing awesome this season so far.
Yeah, during Sunday's game against the Cincinnati Reds, both Johnny Cueto and Julio Teheran tossed 8 scoreless innings, but Freddie Freeman's RBI single in the inning gave the Braves a 1-0 victory over the Reds.
Mike Minor will return this week, and the Braves will have to figure out which pitcher to kick out of the major's best starting rotation. More than likely, David Hale will be the one to go, but his 2.31 ERA ranks among the top 20 in the National League. In fact, the other 4 members of the Braves rotation all have an ERA that ranks among the top 15 in baseball.
You can catch the Braves tonight at 7:10 p.m. versus the Miami Marlins at Marlins Park. And did you catch that Hawks game last night?
That Hawks game was insane.
What a game.
Yeah, absolutely. The Hawks scored in double figures in Atlanta's 107-97 win over the Indiana Pacers. Atlanta tied an NBA record with 9 3-pointers, which has not been done since 2008. And they also broke the franchise playoff record for threes in a game with 15. The previous mark was 12.
The Hawks joined the 1970 Milwaukee Bucks as the only road teams in the shot clock era to score at least 40 points in a quarter and give up fewer than 19.
Absolutely. The Hawks lead the NBA playoff series 3-2.
Joby, have you ever wondered who's inside the Thunder costume?
Oh, absolutely. That is a question that I most often think about.
Well, hey, I was able to speak with the man behind the mask and find out what it's like to be Georgia College's mascot.
I've been tipped off by an anonymous source that Thunder resides here at the Bellamy. We're going to go check it out. All right, guys, this looks like the place.
Hello?
Hey, Thunder, is this a bad time?
Hey, no, come on in.
Great, thank you. Thunder was kind enough to take time from her busy schedule to talk to me about what it's like to be the cat. So it gets pretty hot in there, right?
Oh, you don't even know, Nick.
It must be a lot of work being Thunder. Do you have any kind of workout regimen that you do to stay in shape?
Well, you know, as the Bobcat and taking pictures with everyone, I would try and stay in shape. But as far as dealing with all the heat, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
You know, I'm only in it for maybe a couple hours at a time, so I just kind of just go along with it. It's worth it.
Granted, Thunder was given special permission from Thunder Crew to speak for an exclusive interview with GC360. The cat doesn't usually get to speak while in the field.
Some people don't even know I'm a bobcat. They think I'm a bear. And it's hard, just you can't talk.
Huh. Sometimes people think you're a bear, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
I don't see it.
I mean, I'm fierce.
Fierce, exactly, but not a bear, exactly. Mm-hmm. And the bears aren't even green, you know? Thunder says the best part of being the cat is getting to mingle with all the students in a way that she couldn't if she weren't suited up.
The best part is everyone loves to interact with you. You know, you have the energetic people that love it when you come up to them and show them, you know, get the school spirit going. And then you also have, you know, the maybe shyer crowd that, you know, loves it when you come up to them and gets them going and riled up for all the games.
Now you're probably wondering who Thunder is by now. And I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to disappoint you guys. Thunder's identity is a state secret. Maybe next time.
You've probably heard of Sundance, Cannes, and other film festivals, but would you believe us if we told you that Milledgeville now has their own film festival? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a first for our city.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
know, man.
Hey Georgia College, thanks for tuning in to the semester's last edition of Entertainment News. I'm Jerry Osborne. Have you ever heard of the tale of Patty Murphy? If not, you can ask Matthew Sheldon, a brother of SAE, to fill you in. Here's a closer look into the legend and how it ties in to the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity here at Georgia College.
Back in the 1920s, there was Al Capone, he was this big boss up there in Chicago. His right-hand man was Patty Murphy, a notorious SAE. He ran around, did all of his dirty work, and this was a problem for the FBI. And the new guy there, Elliot Ness, who was also an SAE, who had to come and find him and had to take him out. He chases him to this warehouse, and he busts open and he says, "Patty Murphy, you're under arrest." Ness shot him in the chest. And as Patty was dying, he reached out and gave Elliot Ness the SA handshake. But he gave him this elaborate Irish funeral. And how we as SAs honor that legacy and that tradition is we will have a week dedicated toward philanthropy with all the money going to Children's Miracle. We'll have the reenactment of the death. We'll have all of us dressed up in 1920s, just gangster outfits. And do the reenactment and we'll have a funeral procession for a senior brother who is leaving. So it's sort of like the symbolism of he's leaving the chapter to go on to another part of his life. Just like Patty Murphy had left his life to go to the chapter eternal.
Hey, somebody come open it.
You may recognize him as a GC360 reporter and a foreign exchange student, but Emil Ellerud also has a hidden talent. Emil is here with us to break it down with a Swedish rap. Take it away, Emil.
Thank you. Listen very carefully because otherwise you won't understand what I'm saying. Jag försöker vända ryggen till mina problem. Försöker tänka på något annat, det lilla som är bra i livet, som får mig skina på scen med den nyblivna stolthet som fått mig hitta något mer. Så jag är nöjd för utan några motgångar i min vardag. Skulle vardag som jag vaknar var en dag som jag riktigt hatar. Är min strävan som jag inte får mig komma till att vara. En mindre sträv person som också hoppas vilja skapa något bättre varje vecka. Får väcka allt knas som jag får lägga pannan i väck, så utvecklas jag. Går upp i sängen självmant och slippa väckas av någon veckaklocka. Bara jag får tänka klart utan att distraheras av det som jag sällan får. Tänker aldrig klart, finns alltid något att tänka på. Men det så jag fungerar inget som jag ändrar så. Fortsätter slåss med problemen, kan få dem känna små.
Emil, you are a regular Eminem. What exactly were you rapping about?
I'm rapping about optimism. Actually, I could tell you I'm rapping about anything, I think.
And I guess we believe you no matter what.
But I'm rapping about basically getting up every morning. It's not because the sun is shining. I'm trying to get there where the sun is shining, but I'm really trying to, it's the struggle, it's the journey to get there that really makes me wake up every morning.
That's beautiful, and I think that's the right amount of optimism we all need this final week going into finals. All right, well, thank you very much. Milledgeville hosted its first ever film festival this past weekend, complete with a red carpet. Reporter Aaron Kelly attended to see how the weekend-long event played out.
The inaugural Milledgeville Film Festival took place this weekend, featuring 34 films in various categories including narrative shorts, documentary, international shorts, and narrative features. Milledgeville Film Festival Board of Directors Chairman Jeremiah Bennett explained how the idea for the festival came to him as well as the process of creating it.
Sitting at a coffee shop in Atlanta back, I would say, May, and myself and a producer buddy, and we were just talking about how Milledgeville is a great town and how we would just love to see something here, and so here we are 10 months later with the festival, closing night. The process was getting a great board of directors and then us having our monthly meetings and securing space here at Georgia College and gathering wonderful sponsors on board and just the community involvement and just one step at a time.
The festival kicked off on Friday night with a red carpet gala. Saturday consisted of film screenings as well as panels with industry insiders, such as the directors who screen their films at the festival.
Four great directors from Miami and LA and New York and Atlanta, so from all over the place. So BJ Goldnick, Kevin Lacey, Kristen Wheeler, and Jason Priss.
Sunday night concluded the festivities with an awards ceremony where director Kristen Wheeler's film, The Beginning and the End, won 4 of the 25 awards handed out, including the Student Choice Award.
It's really nice to win at the Milledgeville Film Festival. It was really nice that the students chose it and that they really connected to it. I think that the awards go to the team on a whole because it's a very collaborative process. It would have been impossible to make it without all of the wonderful minds that came together.
If you missed the film festival this year, the dates for next year are already in the works. This is Erin Kelly reporting for GC360.
When I wrap you, everybody sign off. Okay. Go.
And that's a wrap for entertainment news this semester.
Here we are on front campus live.
Yes, we are live. We are live. We're live and
cool
doing it
stuff.
like Bill O'Reilly. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
This is where Justin's going to graduate next week.
I will, yeah. I've got
That's so exciting.
A week and a half is exciting and also incredibly terrifying. I'm excited to be done, but it's also the unknown.
So you know what you're going to do with your life? Got it all planned out already?
No, I feel like my parents don't even know what they want to do with their lives.
It's just like starting all over.
Right. It is.
Just got to figure everything out. It's an exciting night for all the seniors. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to all the seniors. And, finals week's coming up. We have a week and a half. I know I'm pretty slammed up. I don't know about you guys. So.
Oh yeah.
I think everyone
projects, finals, group projects, 3 on one day.
Are the pain of my existence these days.
I try to keep Meal's inspirational rap in my head throughout the week.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys caught that, but he has.
Between that,
the Swedish rap.
Could you spit us a few bars from the Swedish rap?
I didn't memorize it. Oh, those puppies? Not quite. Study puppies. Hopefully the best. The stress relieving
what
puppies
kind of motivation is that? I love it.
Yeah.
That's
Well, hey,
great.
guys, this is the last show, and we want to thank all of our viewers that have stayed tuned throughout the semester or just tuning in today. And this is the last time. I'm Justin Peacock with GC360 signing off.
I'm Taylor Weldon with GC360.
I'm Joby Peoples.
I'm Nick Landon signing off.
And I'm Jerry Osborne. Thank you.